like an string of pearls configuration. Unfortunately, incredibly unstable.
And what exactly does this stuff do?
If the rocket renders it aerosol, it can take out the entire city of people.
Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage race against time to defuse deadly gas missiles hidden inside Alcatraz in The Rock. One of 5 new movies we'll be reviewing this week on Siskel and Ebert. We'll also take a look at the screen debut of the comic strip superhero known as the Phantom, plus a new drama featuring the radiant Catherine Deneuve. I'm Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times.
And I'm Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune. Our first film is The Rock, and here's a film that wore me out in the first hour and entertained me in the second hour for completely different reasons. Worn out early, this action picture has been edited like Speed on speed. There's never a moment's rest as the FBI chemical weapons expert Nicolas Cage joins forces with a former British spy, played by Sean Connery, as they try to defeat a much-decorated American soldier, Ed Harris, who is trying to bring attention to the plight of American soldiers involved in covert operations who are killed and then ignored by our government. Are you still with me? Anyway, Ed Harris and his crew lock up tourists as hostages on Alcatraz and aim highly toxic weapons missiles at San Francisco itself.
You alert the media. I launch the gas. You refuse payment. I launch the gas.
You've got 40 hours till noon day after tomorrow to arrange transfer of the money. I am aware of your countermeasure. You know and I know it doesn't stand a chance. Hummel from Alcatraz, out.
More furious action ensues as Nicolas Cage is joined by Sean Connery and government troops in trying to reclaim Alcatraz and get those hostages free and defuse the bombs. And Connery is particularly helpful because, according to the story, he's the only person ever to escape from Alcatraz, The Rock, and survive.
Catch one of those flame bursts, you're a corpse.
Thank you.
Commander, you said never leave his sight, but
Stand fast, Lieutenant.
Have a nice day.
Last, here's where the movie starts to get enjoyable, and it's not because of the action or the visual pyrotechnics. No, it's because of Nicolas Cage, who brings his usual hang-loose, wild acting style to a traditional action picture. Suddenly, this movie has a human component.
Listen, I'm just a biochemist. And most of the time, I work in a glass jar and lead a very uneventful life. I drive a Volvo, beige one. But what I'm dealing with here is one of the most deadly substances the Earth has ever known. So what do you say you cut me some friggin' slack?
Obviously, I'm giving a mixed review to The Rock. If there had been more of Cage early on, talking quietly, being funny in some way, I'd give it a positive review. There's a little of that, but not enough. But the pacing and the premise were really agitating to me. For long stretches of time, I simply wanted to escape from The Rock. So a mixed review, thumbs down from me.
We're not even close on this because I really liked it a whole lot. And I liked it even though it's really cobbled together from pieces of other pictures. You know, I wonder, it was produced by Jerry Bruckheimer and the late Don Simpson.
Right.
Now, Quentin Tarantino attacked their Top Gun in a famous movie monologue saying it was a homosexual code.
Right.
And in this movie, they have both the hypodermic needle to the heart and the ending, which is a Mexican standoff. Now, those are both Tarantino trademarks, so I think they're getting their revenge. And they borrow from a bunch of other pictures, too, including Escape from Alcatraz and Bullet and even The Fugitive. But nevertheless, it's all put together very well. And what I like about it, in particular, is the same thing you do, the chemistry between Cage and Connery. That really works.
But Roger, weren't you worn out by this?
No,
you know what?
I wasn't.
You even know what I'm referring to?
I was stimulated by it. I was excited by it. I enjoyed it. It moved. It was efficient.
Boy,
it was entertaining.
Not the first hour for me. I was sort of laughing. What about the premise? What about Ed Harris's character? Didn't you think it was totally absurd?
I mean, if you're going to start in on premises, you could start in with every premise, starting with Die Hard, Lethal Weapon. I mean, all of these.
Oh, no. A single madman.
The moment June the 1st comes around, premises go out the window in Hollywood, and anything goes.
This one is laughable. Die Hard seems like a rational documentary compared to this goofball plot.
Okay, well, and we know you like documentaries.
You got
Next movie, it was The Rock.